Michigan's no-fault automobile insurance law can be a confusing topic for many drivers. But with over 250,000 car crashes in Michigan every year, it is extremely important that everyone traveling on a Michigan roadway has good insurance coverage. This 10-minute video will provide you with the information you need to know to protect yourself from any injury that you may sustain because of a negligent driver, and to protect yourself if you are sued for causing an injury to someone else. So, you may be asking yourself, what is the real truth about no-fault insurance anyway? At least one person we all know wants some answers to this question.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Well, unlike what Mr. Nicholson believes, we can handle the truth about Michigan no-fault insurance. So let's talk about that now. There are two major aspects of no-fault insurance. First of all, no-fault insurance covers your own injuries if you are injured in an auto accident. And secondly, it covers serious injuries that you may cause to someone else and you get sued. So no-fault insurance covers both your own injuries caused by your use of a motor vehicle and any serious injuries you may cause to someone else. So first of all, no-fault insurance covers your own injuries regardless of who is at fault for the collision. Doesn't matter who caused the collision. If you have an injury, your no-fault carrier will pay certain benefits. These benefits are called personal injury protection or PIP benefits. These include your medical bills. Those will be paid by your own insurance company if you are injured and you receive medical treatment for anything that is reasonably and necessarily related to your injuries. Your own insurance company will also pay your lost wages for up to 3 years, the mileage that you incur driving to and from your medical appointments, replacement services for up to $20 a day. That basically will cover the chores you can't do around the house and you have to hire someone else to do those chores. Your insurance company will pay up to $20 a day to someone to do those chores for you. And finally, attendant care or nursing care as you convalesce and recover from your injuries. Those charges are also paid by your no-fault carrier. In summary, these are the benefits that your no-fault carrier will pay if you are injured in a car crash, regardless of whose fault the car crash was, whether it was your fault or someone else's fault. The recent changes to the No Fault Act now provide coverage options that you can select. Basically, these are caps on the amount of PIP benefits your insurance company will pay you if you are injured in a car crash. You should be able to save some money on your premiums if you decide to take less PIP coverage. For example, if you have Medicaid, you can select the $50,000 option. That's the cap, that is the most that your insurance company will pay you if you're injured, and you can select that option if you have Medicaid. There's also a $250,000 cap option that any driver can select, as well as a $500,000 cap option. These options mean that if you select them, your insurance company is only obligated to pay up to that amount, up to that cap amount in PIP benefits to you if you have an injury while you're driving a vehicle or someone else injures you with their vehicle. The unlimited benefits or no cap option is what we recommend most drivers select. This is what everyone had under the old law before the changes. This option allows you to have unlimited medical benefits, for example, if you are seriously injured. As long as you live and your medical treatment is related to an injury you had in a car crash, then you are going to be covered by your own no-fault carrier for those medical benefits. There's also the ability to opt out of all PIP coverage in certain situations. For instance, if Medicare or you have other health insurance that will cover your car injuries. This is a little bit complicated, but it is an option that some people have. However, always keep in mind that providers like Medicaid and Medicare will have a lien on any recovery you receive in a lawsuit against the other driver. That will reduce whatever you recover, reduce your whatever amount that you are able to recover from the other driver, because you'll have to pay some of that money back to Medicare or Medicaid. Keep in mind that if you are selecting one of the options for smaller PIP caps, there are certain downsides to doing that. Sure, smaller policy limits may save you some money on premiums, but how much? Check with your insurance company. It may not be that much money, and you're giving away potentially unlimited benefits. Is it really worth it to lose unlimited medical care, for instance, if you just save a few dollars on your premiums? Medicare also does not cover many medical expenses that no-fault PIP insurance normally would cover. So again, be careful if you want to opt out of all PIP coverage just because you have Medicare. You may be losing some benefits that no-fault coverage would pay. Just be aware of that if you do decide that you want to opt out of coverage. The second part of no-fault insurance is it covers a negligent driver who is sued for causing injuries or death to someone else. So it covers not only your own injuries, but if you are sued because you were negligent, then your no-fault insurance company covers you. Even the best of drivers can make mistakes while they are driving. So if you were the negligent or at-fault driver and you wind up getting sued, your no-fault insurance company will defend you in a lawsuit and pay damages for any serious injuries you may cause to someone else. They'll only pay up to the limits of your bodily injury insurance. So the higher your bodily injury insurance limits are, the more you will be protected if you get sued. We recommend people have at least $500,000 in bodily injury insurance limits. $1 million or more is even better. Check with your agent. It may be cheaper to get really good, high BI insurance limits than you think. And having higher limits will protect you in case you get sued. On the flip side of that coin, suppose you're the one who's injured by a negligent driver. So in addition to your own PIP benefits that you can recover, we already talked about that, from your own no-fault insurance company, you can also sue the at-fault driver and recover certain damages from him or her. You'll actually be collecting from their insurance policy, their bodily injury insurance policy. You can sue them for certain damages. Let's talk about those damages now. So we just talked about the benefits your own insurance company will pay if you are injured in a car crash, regardless of who was at fault. But let's suppose the other driver that you were involved with a collision with was the one who was at fault. So they're the one that collided with you and caused you some serious injuries. Well, under the No Fault Act, you're able to sue that other driver for certain recoveries. Let's talk about what you can recover in a lawsuit like that. First of all, you can recover for your pain and suffering that the other driver caused. You can recover wage losses that you have after 3 years. Your first 3 years are covered by your own no-fault carrier. After 3 years, if you're seriously injured and you're still getting wage losses, after that time you can recover them from the other driver. You can also recover damages to your car that the other driver caused, up to $3,000. And if you do have a limited cap option, if you have something less than unlimited benefits for medical bills, you are able to sue if you have excess medical bills over and above what your own no-fault carrier will cover. then you're able to recover those from the other negligent driver. All drivers are required to have bodily injury liability insurance coverage as part of the No Fault Act. This BI coverage will pay for injuries or deaths that a negligent driver causes to someone else. Now, drivers have to have at least $50,000 in bodily injury insurance coverage. Unfortunately, many drivers illegally drive without any insurance, any bodily injury insurance whatsoever. They are uninsured drivers. And the problem with people who have low limits, like $50,000, or they are uninsured, those people probably don't have any money. If they had money, chances are that they would have higher limits or they wouldn't be uninsured. And it's very hard to collect from a negligent driver who's uninsured or has very low limits. So if you're injured by one of those drivers, what do? Well, what you want to do is make sure you have good uninsured motorist and underinsured motorist coverage. You need both types of coverages. Check with your insurance agent on how to make sure you have those coverages. We have more on this topic at our website. But if you have good uninsured motorists and underinsured motorist policy limits, that will protect you if you are injured by a negligent driver who has very low limits or doesn't have any insurance at all, and you are seriously injured and you have pain and suffering, excess medical bills, as we talked about, excess work loss over 3 years, you can recover those from your own insurance company through uninsured motorists and underinsured motorist coverage. And having good, no-fault PIP and bodily injury insurance limits might make you just as happy as these folks. After all, what could feel better when you're driving down the road than knowing you are well covered for anything that might happen? Finally, if you ever have any questions about Michigan's no-fault law or anything having to do with automobile accidents or insurance issues, please feel free to give us a call. You can't be in business for over 50 years unless you're really good at what you do. Call us at 833-3-NEED-LAW or visit our webpage, need-lawyer.com.